All right, Brakathia Howell, Brakathia Shai, Brakathia Howell, Brakathia Shai, Brakathia Howell, Brakathia Howell Bashim Yahushai Bahashim, Rakakodash. The belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone True Well. Salutations to the wholesome elect out there. You Akim to Zadakim that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. I'm the priest Shaman. This week's lesson, all right, kind of spontaneous lesson. In other words, I didn't put the scriptures together, but thoughts are flowing through my mind. And the thought is, look, the Lord gives us L's as a test, you know. As the Spirit is also telling me, look, man, brothers are going through taking a lot of L's right now. Whatever that L might be, what the Spirit is saying, brothers are taking a lot of L's right now. Hence, what you're going to do, are you going to fold, or are you going to pray to the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua for strength? You know what I'm saying? That's how come the Spirit got it lately on Apostle Elder Gabal. All right, stress that prayer, you know, because when you normally pray? When you're being tested, you know, when you're being tested. Now this lesson, you know, I'm gonna do for a little bit, and I was just thinking about Job. You know, I was thinking about Job, and I was thinking about our Lord. How heavy it is for you know, when they all scattered on him, you know. When they all fled on the Lord, everybody took an L in that situation. You know, the apostles, you know, all the vigor that they had, and you know, an admiration they had for the Lord, and even Peter himself, you know, saying, "Look, Lord, I'll never deny you," in these types of things. But the Yahweh knew when the Spirit was going to go down, and at that moment in time, look, man, you must have felt like you took a major L. Like, damn, I can't believe I really just broke out on the Lord. And also, I'm going to use Job, because Job is a prime example for all of us. Yeah, we have our ups and downs in this thing. There's times, look, you know, everything might just be going smooth for you. Certain brothers, things might be going smooth for you now, but Spirit's telling me a lot of brothers is taking a whole lot of L's left and right. But guess what? Those L's, brother, is just a test from the Most High Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Job 101. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job. And that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared the Most High and eschewed evil. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep, and 3,000 camels, and 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 she-asses, and a very great household. So the Most High blessed them with riches. You know? So the Most High ultimately determines if you're going to, what the state of your state and condition in life. You know, whether you're going to be high up in society, low, it all goes to the Most High. You know? It says, let me prove that real quick. 1 Samuel's, go to 1 Samuel's 2 and 6. 1 Samuel's 2 and 6. The Lord killeth and maketh alive. Right? So death is in the hands of the Most High. So is life. He bringeth down to the grave and bringeth up. The Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. So as much as it grieves our spirit to see these servants upon horses right now, the Lord put them in that position. I'm talking about the so-called white man. You know, the so-called white man and his race is doing better than the Lord's people, because this is not the Lord's kingdom. This is their rulership. And the Most High has brought up many kingdoms, many other nations. But look at the nations now. Look at the great Egyptians and the great Hamites. When you read about in Genesis, that were mighty men and all that. Now you see them on infomercials with flies on their eyes and swollen bellies. What about the great Persian Empire, Elam? Elam is being born over there with all sorts of different diseases. 30 fingers and more teeth than their mouth could fit. 2 heads. The Lord judged the hell out of them. But for a time, it felt like their kingdom would never end. So it's nothing different now. As it is written in the book of Romans 9 and 27, for this purpose have I raised thee up, saith the Lord. Alright, so this is the modern day Pharaoh who's going to be lifted up. That way his pride could be just right for when the Lord comes and destroys his ass. Right, so the Lord maketh poor and maketh rich. He bringeth low, gives you an L, and lift you up, gives you a dub. Right now, the Most High done brought us low. You know? Keep reading. Verse 8. He raiseth up the poor out of the dust, and lifteth up the beggar from the dunghill. See? Right now, We on that dunghill, man. Okay? Especially if you in the truth, man. If you in the truth, because the shit is this, man. The thing is this. People catch L's in the world, but they don't know what the hell, what reason, why. When you understand why, then comes the grief. You know, as it is written, with knowledge comes sorrow. When you understand what's really going on around you, you get more pissed off and frustrated about it. If you're a wise man, because the scripture says oppression maketh the wise man, man. But most of our people don't know what the hell is going on. They just say, oh man, this is life. Hey, one Jake, he's and I was in the supermarket. One Jake said they can't be a god because if we. He said they can't be a god because there's too much suffering and sorrows in the world, you know. And if you understood what he was saying, he would see how ridiculous that sounds, you know, because the Most High put us in this position for a reason. We're not facing our judgment because we just felt like it. And God, there's no God, and no, man, we facing what we're going through for our sins. That we transgressed against the Most High. He promised He would do this. So this is a part of the Most High's word. The hell we're going through. All right, and the Most High judge the people as a whole. So even if the prophets of the Lord, you know, but we're trying to serve the Lord to the best of our ability, we're still Israelites. So we're still gonna have to take L's, a lot of L's, man. You know, and we still sin. Hey, Job said it himself. Look, man, if I try to justify myself for one sin, the Most High could lay 1,000 against me. And if you, you know, the scholars will tell you when you hear that word thousands in the scriptures, it's like how we say 1 in a million. We don't. Well, I told you 1,000,000 times already. We don't mean we actually told you 1,000,000 times. We just told you a great amount. You know, it could be more than 1,000,000 times. It could be more. So in other words, when he said that the Lord could lay 1,000 sins against me, infinite, man. Sins in this life and the next, and the previous. It says he raises up the poor. He raises out the poor out of the dust, out of the state of confusion. You know, and I'm thinking about Lazarus and the rich man. You know, and that rich man being Esau, Edom, and Lazarus being Israel, man. All right, we're gonna be going from beggars sitting on Abraham's bosom, meaning not sitting our heads in his chest. All right, but lean in the bosom when you go into it. When you go somebody resting in a bosom, it was a custom of leaning to the person, because that's how we would eat in the ancient world. There was no tables, all right. It's food was on the floor, and you lean to that person's right. Now, if you're positioned in that person's bosom, that means you got the highest seat, like you got the choice position, man. You know, like John was in the Lord's bosom. That means he was on the left-hand side of the Lord, man, leaning to his right. So that's like the second highest seat right there, man. All right, well, it could be the first. I have to look into it, you know. But it's a prominent seat to be in the host's bosom, or have him in your bosom. All right, or leaning to your right, leaning towards your left. It says he raises up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill, to set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. See that? And shit, man, the Most High did this with the nations too. There were certain nations that will look at the Esau Edom. All right, he was the lowest of the low. He got brought up at one point, but that happened with all these nations. The Most High, that shows you His mercy, man. These creatures that were meant to just serve us, He put them over us. Now we're in a low state, catching L's left and right. But okay, it's okay, because ultimately we're going to have the ultimate dub, which is the kingdom. To set them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory. For the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and He has set the world upon them. Okay, let's go back to Job. All right, now this is Job 1 and 3 again. His substance also was 7,000 sheep, and 3,000 camels, and 500 yokes of oxen, and 500 she-asses, and a very great household. So this man had assets, all right, because, you know, a person can have 5,000 cars, but those cars ain't producing more cars. Sheep produce more sheep. Camel produce more camel. These animals are for labor, all right. They can produce lawful things to eat, all right? Primarily the sheep right here, all right, and the oxen, okay? And the asses, they could be used to yoke and plow lands, all right? Hence, having given you servants to do work for you. And look, man, he had a huge enterprise going. So that the man was the greatest of all the men of the East, all right? By the way, Job, all right, was an Israelite. Was Israelites on the scene at the time of Job? No, okay? But he was an Israelite in the spirit, just like Abraham was, um, just like Adam was, you know what I'm saying? He was of the sons of God, I should say, okay? It says, and his sons went and feasted in their houses, every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. And it was so, when the days of their feasting were gone about, that Job sent and sanctified them, and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. So, man, he gave offerings. You know, he remembered the Most High. See, when things go good, a lot of times people will forget the Most High, or how you say, like, they'll just associate the good with the Most High. So if hell comes, they'll say, "Oh no, it's Satan now." No, you still got to give thanks, even when you're catching L's. You got to give thanks when you're getting the W's, and you got to give thanks when you're getting the L's, because L's a test, man. You know, and if you overcome that test, then you just proved yourself in that particular position. It says, for Job said, it may be that my sons have sinned and cursed the Most High in their hearts, meaning in their minds. So he offered up things just in case, you know, his sons may have did sinful things in their thoughts, which we do that. You know, we all do that. We all guilty of thinking stupid shit that we don't even really mean. It says, thus did Job continually. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came also among them. So Satan is a son of the Most High. All right, Satan is in perfect order. He's not no wicked angel. All right, he does wicked things, but those wicked things are done in righteousness, because that's the Most High's left-hand side. Okay. And I know that might be a huge hurdle for certain people, depending on where you at in this truth. But after a while, you get it. All right, demons are the left-handed demons. They're just there to prove you. All right, as it says in the book of Ecclesiasticus, before you get a friend, you have to prove him first. So Yahweh Shem Yahushua sends those angels on the left to prove us. That's it, nothing more. All right, they doing everything in complete order. Just as the angels on the right are. And none of them hinder one another too, as it says in the Apocrypha. None of them disobey his word. So you got to worship the great works of the Most High on the right hand works he create. All right. And they'll understand that the left hand works that he create, though they're doing wickedness, is still of the Most High's will. It says, verse 7, and the Lord said unto Satan, whence comest thou? Then Satan answered the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua and said, from going to and fro in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. Right? So the Most High is creating a scenario, an example for us. All right, because Satan is not talking on his own. All right, this dialogue right here, it's all the Most High. If you ever seen like a ventriloquist, how they use the dummies and they have their mouth closed and the dummy's talking, but sometimes they'll take the dummy and have the dummy talk to themselves. So that's what the Most High is doing. We're all puppets and dummies of the Most High, man. We're just speaking and doing whatever he wants us to do. He just plays along, you know. There's no surprising him. There's no, oh man, I didn't expect that outcome. We're just all playing along. We all playing to his tune, Satan included. It says, and the Lord said unto Satan, hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man, one that feareth the Most High and eschewed evil? And Satan answered the Lord, pardon me, and said, does Job fear the Most High for naught? Has not thou made an hedge about him, and about his house, and about all that he had on every side? So the hedge is the angels. Psalms 34:7. The angels of the Lord encampeth around those that fear him. And Job feared the Most High, so he had protection, you know, and he had riches and all that. So Satan's pretty much saying, look, man, because you're doing all this, that's why he's giving praises to you. That's how come we have to give praises when we get L's as well. That's a test. pray more. And here's the kicker. Sometimes you might pray for something, all right, and the situation might not get solved. It might even get worse. But what are you going to do? Are you going to stop praying? Are you going to give up? Or are you going to keep praying? The answer is to keep praying. It says, thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance is increased in the land. But put forth thine hand now and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. So the Most High made Satan say this, okay, as an example that we may read and understand what the hell we're going through when we're taking these L's in this truth. Look, it's just a test from the Most High. And the Lord said unto Satan, behold, all that he hath is in thy power. So the Lord gave Satan the power to do so, because prior to that, Satan couldn't do shit to Job. Satan can't do nothing the Lord doesn't sanction, all right? So no matter how dire the adversity, look, the scriptures tell you the Most High is not going to give you more than you could bear. And he all knows, brothers, different adversity, man. You know, I had to think to myself yesterday, like, I'm going through a particular situation where I'm blessed, and I'm giving the Most High thanks for that blessing, but I'm like, damn, man, how about Shem Yahshua? You've blessed me in this particular situation, but I know another brother, he could probably, he's struggling big with this. This might be an L for like something he can't really achieve. And then vice versa with my L's, another brother could easily attain it. You know what I'm saying? So he's giving blessings for that. And you get what I'm saying? Like what my blessing is, it might be another brother's something he can't obtain. And what that brother's being blessed in is something that I can't obtain. I'm taking L in that particular thing that he's blessed in. So the Most High disperses things around, and how Satan will work on particular things that you're not primarily can't get. You know what I'm saying? Or there might be a peace of mind. Certain brothers have more freedom. Certain brothers have like a lot of leisure. You're like, damn, Lord, I wish I could have that leisure. But that brother with leisure might not be making that much money. While you're able to make a lot of money, right? But that brother with leisure will say, man, I wish I could have a bit more bread to this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like give and takes, All right? You might be burning in the flesh. For some reason, you can't come across any box. But another brother, hey, man, shit, man, I'm messing with these apps. I go out to bars. I get laid all the time. That's not something that brother stresses. All right? But meanwhile, that brother that's not stressing that, all right, maybe, okay, he could probably have the woman going for him, but maybe he has a problem with the family. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. There's different hells and avenues, all right, specific to certain brothers, all right? It says, only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord, and there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house, and there came a messenger unto Job. Pray after this. Oh yeah, brother, set alarms to pray, man. Set alarms to pray. I gotta do that. Set 3 alarms a day to pray. As a reminder, it's a good thing to do. It says, and there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house, and there came a messenger unto Job and said, the oxen were plowing, and the asses feeding them, and the asses feeding besides them, and Sabine fell upon them. What do they have here for Sabines? 7. Fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have slain the servants with the edge of the sword, and I only, it says, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. So in this particular situation, Job lost his sons, man. His sons were slain. I don't have kids, I can't relate, but I know brothers that have kids, man. Losing your kids would be something that will really mess you up in the head. Oh, they're part of you. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the fire of the Most High is fallen from heaven and have burned up the sheep. Whoa. And the servants and consumed them. So you lost employees, you lost, your flock. It says, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he yet spoke, so if you picking up what's going on, this is L after L after L. Losses after losses after losses, man. And that's what a lot of brothers are going through right now, man. The Spirit's telling me a lot of brothers are just going through a whole bunch of L's. Like one fuck up after the next fuck up, and just, you know what I'm saying? Just feel like bullshit. It says, while he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, the Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels and have carried them away. Yea, and slain the servant with the edge of the sword, and only I am escaped to tell thee. So, and sometimes you feel like that. Like, you feel like, man, this just gotta be Satan. There's no other way. There's no other way for this shit to be going this south right after the next. It just gotta be Satan. And, yep, that's what's happening. The Lord is testing you. Okay? Really, it gotta be the Most High. You know, I don't want to give Satan any real credit. You know what I'm saying? It's the Most High. Okay? That has already been established. The Most High is the one that's doing the evils and the good parts. You know, I don't want to get in the spirit of cursing Satan and all that, giving, you know, that's taking away worship from the Most High, man. All right? Everything goes back to, and Job is going to say that. He goes straight, it's all go back to the Most High. Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are all dead, and they are dead, and I only am escaped to tell thee. Damn. Then Job arose and rent his mantle, and shaved his head, and fell down upon the ground and worshipped. Oh my Lord. Worshipped. See that? He humbled himself and he worshipped. Praised the Most High, man. And said, naked came I out of my mother's womb, and naked shall I return thither. The Lord gave, and the Lord taken away. Bless the name of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. This is something very simple but not easy to do. You know? It's simple. You know, you bless the Most High when you're going through your particular hells and all that, but when the hell and the L's keep coming after one to another, all right, brothers could get caught up. Brothers could forget to pray, because there's a lot of burden, a lot of shit going on, you know. But the Lord, look, man, Job's saying in the midst of all that, first thing he did, boom, I'm gonna pray. Okay. And when you get tested, you often pray. But when you get in back to back, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, you just gotta keep praying more. That's it. And all this that Job said not, nor charged the Most High foolishly. So, you know, I'm on the job right now, brother, so I was only able to get to Job the first chapter, but you know what? There was some edification there. There's always edification when you bring out the scriptures and break them down correctly, right? So, Job ain't sin. He ain't, look, man. Wadi Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man, you've blessed me with this truth. Give me L's, give me dubs. And no matter what, I'm going to praise you regardless, man. You know? So the L's are just tests, brothers. Hope there was edification there. I'm going to give all praises. Or Salaki, I know there was edification there because the scriptures were brought out and broken down. Alright? I just hope you brothers were edified. And I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Rakar Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, which you well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, you Akim to Sadakim, that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. And Shalom.